How to learn guitar online. So you have a guitar now and you think, well, I can hit these strings and make some noises, but what now? It's totally normal to be a bit overwhelmed or even intimidated when you first start learning guitar. Luckily, however, you live in the age of the internet and can jumpstart the process of mastering your instrument with a few handy online tools. Steps. 1. Commit to a practice schedule. It's very easy to skip one day of practice, then skip 2, then skip 3, and then 10 years have gone by and your guitar is just gathering dust in the closet. Schedule some time each day to practice, at least half an hour. You'll thank yourself later. 2. Decide what you want to focus on and for how long in each session. Don't waste time during practice trying to decide what to work on next. Schedule out some time for each of the options below, if you're going to try to teach yourself guitar from online resources. 3. Don't be afraid to ask for help. While it's admirable to learn guitar online and be self-sufficient, it's not always the smartest way to learn guitar. If you're unsure about something, ask. Learning techniques in the wrong way could create bad habits in your playing that are impossible to get rid of later, and stop you from progressing further. Method 1. Learning your favorite songs. 1. Seek out guitar tabs. Tabs are great if you just want to learn some great pop or rock songs that you can play to impress your friends. The internet is full of guitar tabs, though they sometimes take a bit of hunting. To find popular tab sites, plug guitar tabs into your favorite search engine. If you already have a tune in mind, you could also search song name, guitar tab on that same search engine. If the song is relatively well known, dozens of options should come up. Try to choose one that is highly rated for accuracy, for instance, 5 stars or 100% ratings. 2. Learn to read guitar tabs. A tab is kind of like sheet music, but primarily is only used for guitar and bass notation. It represents progressions as fret numbers instead of as notes. The main problem with tabs is that, unlike sheet music, there is no indication of rhythm, so it definitely helps to know the rhythm of the song before you start learning it. Check out how to read guitar tabs for more details. Method 2. Learning scales. 1. Pick a site with easy to read scale charts. There are dozens of sites offering to teach scales to the novice guitarist, but not all are created equal. Find the one that works best for you. Again, use that handy search engine to get started. Clearly labeled notes are essential. You should understand what notes you're playing, not just what frets you're playing. Many scale sites also describe what music the scale is traditionally used in. For example, E minor pentatonic shows up in dozens of rock solos. 2. Start practicing scales during every session. Every guitarist will tell you that a grasp of scales is inherently useful. While some people pick scales up naturally over time by just hearing what sounds good, it helps to have a legitimate knowledge of numerous scales. Scales, whether you realize it or not, are the fundamental building blocks of solos. A good soloist knows what notes to play next because they have practiced scales so much. Method 3. Learning theory. 1. Find a suitable website. Again, finding the website you want to use is half the battle. Your favorite search engine will come in handy again, though music theory is a bit more touchy than scales. Make sure that you are at a reputable site, as amateur music theory can set you on the wrong track and cause problems in your knowledge that take a long time to correct. There are plenty of great free resources out there. If a site wants you to pay, make sure it's not knowledge you could get elsewhere. 2. Decide what theory to concentrate on. If you think learning an instrument is overwhelming, try learning music theory. The entirety of music theory would take a lifetime to master. However, there are some fundamentals that everyone should know. Learn chord progressions. A chord progression is any sequence of chords, and some sound better than others. For instance, the chords G, C, D sound pretty great together on guitar. Learning chord progressions will explain to you why those sound good together. Rhythm and time signatures are also good topics to get started with. Basically, you're trying to learn why certain music sounds good, and then applying that knowledge to producing your own good music. Theory often gets ignored by people who just want to learn a few songs, but if you ever want to make music, then you should have at least a basic understanding of theory. Tips. Mix and match all three of the above sections. Sure, learning popular songs is the most fun part of playing an instrument, but theory and scales are very important later on when you want to make your own music. Learning them now will save you hours of work later. Don't fall in love with the first site you see. While the site you choose may be great for your needs, they may have gaps in their knowledge that you can correct by reading a variety of sites. Practice, practice, practice. Each day you skip is another day your playing remains at the same level. You'll only get better by practicing.